Good afternoon, barely afternoon. I think it's just past noon, not really sure. From a rather dreary, as you can see, SeaWorld. The parking lot is, I don't know, there's a lot of people here, which is not expected for a Wednesday, I guess. Actually, I don't really know, but it's good to see people out and about enjoying open Florida. I am here just for a couple hours. The food festival is not going on here at SeaWorld today, but I figured it's nice and cool, come ride a couple rides, and then I'm gonna go and try a booth at Universal. Haven't picked the booth yet, but gonna do what I said I was gonna do, pick the booth and just try everything there, instead of wandering around aimlessly for a while, and probably be there close to 4 o'clock, ride some rides, and then head home. Okay, well, I am approaching civilization-ish, so yeah, gonna head into the park and I don't know, see what we can get done. It is such a blah day here in Orlando that even the flamingos decided to take a nap. I've decided to seek shelter here by the dolphin encounter. Probably can't tell, but it is drizzling. So if you ever wondered what a 20% chance of a 0.02 inches of rain is, well, this is what it looks like. It might as well be storming. At least it would be over with quicker. But apparently it's not enough to stop Manta. There she goes. I'm just standing here by Manta, trying to wait out the rain a little bit. Don't really know how long it takes 0.02 inches of precipitation to accumulate, but it could be a while, given the rather dreadful nature of there she goes, nature of the sky. So I don't know, I thought I'd talk to you a little bit about a radio segment I heard today. I think it played day before yesterday or something like that. And the question to the caller was, name a couple of things that the Biden occupation has done well, or that you agree with, or whatever. And one of them was, the caller confidently stating that he somehow fixed the vaccine distribution problems. No. Sorry. Here's the thing. The Joe Biden occupation has done nothing to solve any vaccine distributions. But what struck me was an example of something I mentioned earlier, and that's the undeserved confidence that a lot of these people talk with. Now, I guarantee you, this caller has no idea how any of these systems work, has no idea how a distribution network works, what it takes to set up the facilities to do this, in order to register appointments, tracking, all this kind of stuff. This caller is one of these people that believes that as long as you get the right people in place, and it's always in government, that somehow things magically happen. And I genuinely believe they think it is some sort of magic that happens. A magic that we've never been able to actually find or identify, because it's never actually happened. And like I said, this was a great example of the unearned confidence that these people have. Now, I know a little bit about distribution systems and logistics, and I think things are going as well as can be reasonably and correctly, from experience, expected. We don't have a problem with this in Florida, well, because we have competent leaders. That's one reason. And, any of the problems, like in other states, like New York or whatever, is, well, because they don't. Hopefully they'll be out of office soon, but we'll see. But I don't know, it just really struck me the way this caller spoke. And just, it was super cringy, and it's something that I really want you to be able to identify, because you can really use it to your advantage. Well, SeaWorld ended up being pretty much rained out. I walked around the park, I got to Mako, it was still sprinkling, and riding fast coasters, even with a light sprinkle, is torture. So I skipped that. Can always go back, not a problem. And, well, since that was a bust, I decided to come back to Universal, not back to Universal, come to Universal to continue today. I got here a bit early, but it's fine because I am super hungry, and I decided to start with... This is a moquesa de camarao, or a similar pronunciation, accompanied by a pineapple caipirinha. Haven't ever had a fruit-flavored caipirinha. It's always just been I guess the regular basic version, similar to a julep in a way. But, well, let's get started. This is from Brazil, by the way, and never really had a chance to practice Portuguese, so sorry for butchering it. Well, that was pretty darn good. I'll say this. It met my already very high expectations after that delicious jerk chicken I had last week now. Oh boy. And I'll describe it this way. The flavor profile it's not mild, it's very delicate. And I think they pulled it off because the shrimp was still had a presence, right? It wasn't overpowered by other spices or anything, which is something a lot of dishes actually do. So yeah, that actually was a huge win. And the rice was cooked perfectly for a dish like this. It wasn't too dry, wasn't all mushy. So yeah, thoroughly enjoyed it. So that's another win for the culinary team here at Universal. I'm going to be back to try the other dish they had here. And then, I don't know, they're small. I will probably still be hungry, so I'll figure that out later. I think I'm going to go see the Born Spectacular now. It starts in about a half an hour, so maybe go and make the queue and see that, which I've heard is a really, really amazing show. So time to, finish up my caipirinha and then head over to Born. Oh boy, was that a spectacular, stuntacular show. Pretty amazing. I'm actually kind of upset that I waited so long to come and see it, so I definitely got to come back. It is for sure a worthy replacement for Terminator 3D? No, Terminator 2, whatever, the Terminator show that used to be in here. And I will say it was more than super. Back at Brazil for round 2, and this time I got, well, it's right here in my hand. This is the stuffed coquina. I don't know. So that sounds pretty good. Same booth. So let's give these little puppies a try. I think there's like only 4 of them. All right. Those stuffed coquina. Or wait, I think that's it. I'm not gonna look. Wow, those were really good. Completely different flavor profile, and these were much heartier than the shrimp. They're kind of heavy, but there's only 4 of them. So it's about $1, a little more than $1 a piece. But honestly, worth it. Much bolder in flavor. So that definitely made up for the really, really teeny little portion. Thoroughly enjoyed it. And wow, so far, these food festivals we have here in Open, Florida are actually pretty amazing. I'm so thankful that we live here. That was a pretty good ride. I don't remember it as that rough. It still bangs you around a little bit, but not as much as I remember, which is why I've been avoiding it for a while. So, all right, glad I did it. Yeah, I'll go back, as it was better than I remember. So, all right, cool. I think it's time for dessert, but I'm still going to be hungry. So, rounding out my tour of Brazil are brigadeiros, little, well, obviously Brazilian candies. I hate saying obviously, because it's obvious. It's from the Brazil booth. Anyway, well, this is dessert, brigadeiros. Well, that's 3 for 3 from the Brazil booth here at Universal's Mardi Gras Festival. super good. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. They were just absolutely delectable. So thoroughly enjoyed them. And as predicted, I'm still hungry, so now I got to figure out what to do for maybe a supplemental dinner. That's the thing. They're sample sizes, so yeah. Oh well. Anyway, bet you thought I forgot. No, I didn't. You can take advantage of this because, like, when you figure this out, that means these people are, well, they're easy to fool. I mean, I know I say that a lot, but in a way that I guess you can take advantage of is because they'll believe anything you tell them so long as you can frame it in a narrative that they agree with. No matter how absurd the statement is or the situation or the proposal, if it fits in their preconceived notions, they probably won't question it because they don't really know enough to question it very well. So I don't feel a problem taking advantage of that, and I don't think anyone else should. The problem is that creates a lot of problems because there are a lot of people who have basically been sold a bill of goods on things that are actually destructive and may even be counter to other things they actually believe in. And reminded of that today and yesterday because of the blackouts that were occurring in Texas. And a lot of people are saying that one of the reasons is a lot of power generation in Texas comes from wind. And despite it being a storm, the turbines froze, knocking them offline, less power, the grid shut down. So now Texas is suffering because people went all in on this wind farm thing. The problem is, these things are horrible. They are terrible for the environment. They are terrible for wildlife. And I consider them just destruction. Pure evil destruction. Because all these crazy environmentalists love these windmills, but they don't give a crap about the birds that are killed. The thousands, tens of thousands, probably millions of birds that these things kill every year. For what? For nothing. There are easier, better, cleaner ways to generate the power that we need. And we don't need to go around slaughtering, animals to do it. I think that's absolutely wretched and horrible. And the problem is they just don't see it. They think, oh, windmills, let's stop global warming. No, there are costs to that. But because windmills fit within their frame of global warming, everything else is ignored. The destruction that these things cause is completely ignored. And it's terrible. I think we should just tear them all down. They are that bad. But what do you know? I love animals. The park closes in, I think, 40 minutes, so it is time for me to head out before the crush. And now I'm in the parking lot, getting ready to head back to my place, and that was a super fun day. I know SeaWorld didn't go as well as I expected due to the weather, but that's okay because it's still going to be there tomorrow, but that's not an excuse. And great time at Universal. The food at the Brazil booth, I cannot recommend higher. It was all very, very spectacular. So glad I picked that one and had everything they had on the menu except for the second caipirinha. But a caipirinha is a caipirinha. But either way, it was really good. I am hungry. I am not going to stop here. I'm just going to have something back at the place and get ready for tomorrow because I have to be up extra early and I have to make sure I remember to get a boarding pass for Rise of the Resistance. I always forget, and the last couple of times I haven't ridden it, and that's okay, but I think tomorrow I want to go ahead and do that. So I have to remember, otherwise I'm going to be upset at myself all day for forgetting again. But that is why I am thankful for my problems.